Hello and welcome back to Basic Yoga. Today we are going to take it into a headstand. So some basic yoga poses that will prepare us for a full headstand or maybe a half headstand, or we'll have a few options and we'll see what works for us the best. And this practice could go very well together with Triple Burner Meridian Yin Yoga practice, because we will open up the back body and crunch into the front side, but really do expand into the shoulders and in towards the lower, middle, and upper back so that we can hold that headstand with our legs up in the air. So let's take a comfortable seat, and we are going to take the palms into the hands and just simply breathe 5 nice deep ujjayi breaths together. So we take nice big inhale all the way up towards the top of the head, just the whole body, just expand. Just breathe in towards the heart of earth and in towards the heart of source. So we'll do that for 5 times. Inhaling for 3 to 5 counts and exhaling for 3 to 5 counts. And again, we'll just keep it going. And feeling that nice connection through the spine, through the seat, through the very top of the head, top crown chakra all the way up. And we'll just keep it going for 2 more times. Inhale. And exhale. All the way out. And inhale. And exhale. And gently make your way from there onto all fours, please. To tabletop position. Spread your fingers nice and wide. Arch the spine up to the sky. Top of the head towards the floor. And we'll still keep moving that energy in the spine by exhaling the air and inhaling, extending out through the crown. Exhaling, big wide back, spacious back, and inhaling and exhaling. Keep it flowing. Inhaling and exhaling. And one more time. Give it your best expansion of the back body and the best hugging in towards the front of the spine with your abdominal muscles and with all of the powers you have in the front side. And exhale, coming into neutral spine. Take downward facing dog, please. Pedal into the back of the heels. Moving energy in the ankles, in the knees, in the hips. And step your feet to the hands, please. Inhale, long spine. Feet can be hip widths apart. Exhale, fold. Hands to hips, elbows to sky. Come all the way up to standing and release the hands. Inhale, bring it up to the sky. Exhale, fold, forward fold, Uttanasana. Bend your knees all the way to a seat. From here, we're going to roll on the spine and do like a upside down sun salutation. We're going to roll back and kick the legs back and then roll, massage the spine and bring the feet back to the floor and come into forward fold. Inhale, unravel and exhale, fold. Sweep the arms up to the sky, palms together, hands to the side. So we'll keep that going a few more times. Inhale, arms up, and exhale, hands flowing in a nice big wave in the spine. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, fold. take your seat down to your heels and roll back. Touch your toes and roll back to your feet. And Uttanasana, forward fold. And inhale, unravel your spine. And exhale, fold. Hands flowing to the side. Bring it all the way up, palms together. Hands to the sides for mountain pose. And we'll do one more time. Inhale and exhale, fold. Articulate each and every vertebrae as we're rolling through the spine. And exhale all the air out. Bring your seat to your heels. Bring the seat to the floor. Roll back and roll to the front. And fold. Uttanasana. Inhale, unravel. Exhale, fold. Hands to the hips this time. Root the feet down. Come all the way up to standing and release the hands. And take your feet hip widths apart. Inhale, arms up towards the sky. Take your right wrist over to the left side for a nice big crescent and over to the second side. And gently take it all the way back. Hands down towards the hips. From here, sweep the arms up again. Inhale, exhale, fold. Uttanasana, forward fold. Step your left foot back. Big step to the back. And support yourself with your hands on each side of the right foot. Extend your front leg. And inhale, drink it all the way in. Some nice big waves in the spine. Some nice opening for the legs. Inhale and exhale. And inhale and exhale. And then from here, we're going to come down and we're going to stay right here. And we're going to do a jump switch. Either we step and jump, step and switch, or we jump and switch. So see what works for you. And from here, sink nice and deep, drink in the space in the heart, and exhale, drink it into the back body, and inhale, take it up, and exhale, move energy through the back, inhale, and exhale, inhale, and exhale. And one more, we'll sink it all the way down. And hands to the floor, step it back. Downward facing dog, Adho Mukha, Svanasana. Come with your knees to the floor. Tabletop, please. Right leg out behind you. And take the knee to the chest. Knee to nose. Knee to third eye. And really just hug that midline. Then pump the energy through the spine. And we'll do one more time. Inhale, exhale, and switch to the second side. Take your left leg out. Bring your knee to the chest, to the chin, to the forehead. Articulate into each and every vertebrae. Exhale, inhale, and we'll do one more. And bringing it all the way back. And take your forearms to the floor. Interlace your fingers. Elbows and shoulders are stacked. Tuck the toes under and come into a down dog with your hands interlaced and your forearms to the floor. So Ardha Adho Mukha Svanasana. With a little power in towards the fists. You can move it back and forth. Check in and see how the shoulders are doing. Moving around in the side body. And sinking the upper arm bones in nice and strong. And exhale, come back down with your knees. Take downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Step your feet to the hands. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, fold feet hip widths apart. Take your peace fingers around your big toes. Inhale, long spine, micro bend into the knees, hinge and fold, elbows to the side, pull the shoulders away from the ears. Breathing, softening, expanding into the back side of the body, hugging the front side together, nice and strong. And extending the arms, hands to the hips, elbows to sky. Come all the way up to standing and open your feet wide apart, hands to hips. Tuck your toes slightly in. You can always check so that your wrists and your ankles are somewhat stacked above and below each other. Inhale, hands to the hips, lift your chest up, bring your shoulder blades together on the back, and exhale, hinge and fold for feet wide apart pose, Prasarita, Padottanasana. Take the hands to the floor for support. We're going to pull the inner edges of the feet towards the midline and take the heel of the hands by the feet and take the top of the head towards the floor. Does not have to touch the floor. It might touch the floor. It can be above. Moving, flowing through the back of the legs. And slowly release the hands and straighten the arms. Wrists and shoulders are stacked above and below each other. Right hand comes to the center, left hand to the sacrum. Open up into the chest. Take the left arm up towards the sky. And a couple of breaths right here. Twisting and turning, opening the body, opening the upper body. Exhale, release, and staying super steady into the legs. Left hand in the center, right hand to the hip. Take the gaze up towards the sky. Take your right arm up towards the sky. Twisting, turning the whole body. Pull the inner edges of the feet towards the midline. And exhale, bring it all the way back down. Take your hands to the hips, elbows to sky, come all the way up to standing. From here, arms out to the side, turn your right toes out and your left heel in. And coming to Trikonasana, triangle pose, your hand can be underneath the knee, can come down towards the ankle. You can take your peace fingers around your big toes. You can take the gaze up towards the sky, up towards your thumb. Pulling up onto that big toe as you're pressing it down at the same time and really getting that nice connection into the midline. We'll take another breath here and take the gaze down and bring it all the way up and switch to the second side. Left toes out, heel in, go straight into the center of the arch on your opposite foot. From here, coming to Trikonasana, your hand can be underneath your knee. It can come down to the ankle. It can come peace fingers around the big toe, and we're pulling up on the big toe and we're pressing it down all at the same time, having that nice connection through the whole body, staying into the center line. One more breath right here, and release the gaze and take it all the way back up. Turn your toes forward. One more here, hands behind, interlace, or take your hands around your elbows. Roll the shoulders up and back and hinge and fold, bend into the knees. Prasarita, Padottanasana, feet wide apart pose. Tuck the toes slightly and bring your arms maybe up towards the sky. Open up into the shoulders. Maybe you have your hands on your sacrum and working with lifting the shoulder blades. Top of the head towards the floor. Breathing some energy through the shoulders, finding the stability from the feet, staying nice and steady in your center. And exhale, release. Hands to the sacrum, hands to the floor, and step to downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Spreading your fingers nice and wide. And then from here, we're gonna come onto our seat. And I'm gonna turn onto my back, and you can come to your forearms today. We'll come all the way down to the forearms. If it's more comfortable to lay on your back, then lay down on your back and put your hands underneath your sacrum. We're gonna take the knees into the chest, and then we're gonna extend them back out. Take the knees into the chest and extend them out. And again. So we are staying super steady here into the back body, because we're just kind of wrapping the front side into the front of the spine and moving knees into chest, hugging into the core, and making some nice remembrance, some nice pathways of taking knees to chest. And we'll keep it going. Maybe for like another minute or so. I think that's a good time. We're inhaling and exhaling. Building some good remembrance and hugging the front side of the body. Then bring it back out, bring it back in. With the breath moving. I'll say about 5 more. Sounds like about a minute, I think, have passed. 4 more. And 3 more. And 2 more. And 1 more. And then bring it back down. Come all the way down onto your back, please. And from here, we're gonna take your legs out and take the arms over the head and take your arms up to the sky and roll your shoulder blades off and stay right here. Just the shoulder blades are off on the floor. And you can take your arms forward, you can lift your legs up for half boat pose. And we can stay right here and make another nice remembrance for the front side of hugging together. And then bring it all the way back over and maybe hold it here for a moment and then take it all the way back down. I feel like we built a good remembrance to the front side, hugging the front side. Take your knees into the chest, roll all the way up, take downward facing dog, Mukha, Svanasana. And roll over onto plank pose, please. And lower knees to the floor, lower chest and chin to the floor, Ashtangasana. Get some good articulation into the spine, racing shoulders away. And then from there, coming to Cobra, inner shoulder to outer shoulder, opening the chest, opening the shoulders and getting a good elongation for the belly. Exhale, release, take it back down, push back, child's pose, big toes together, knees apart. And then from here, let's come down onto our forearms down and again, and we'll do just a little kind of check. Interlace your fingers, your palms, come up into your half down dog with your forearms on the floor and do a little flossing of the shoulder blades. Hug your upper arm bones in, take them back out, hug them in and bring them back out, creating lots of space for the upper back and getting a little juiced up into the back body. And then from here, bring the knees down and we're just gonna kind of check and see how our shoulders and the upper back are doing for a headstand. We're not gonna kick up yet. Take the top of the head towards the floor. Have equal weight on your forearms and the top of the head. You might even lift the head off. You can walk forward. You can have the top of the head on the floor. You can have your forearms on the floor. And then you can maybe bring that belly in and use the core that we just ignited and be here in your pike form of headstand preparation. And then we'll walk it back out and come to child's pose. Excellent. And then we'll take downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Step your one foot between the hands and come and face me again, and we face each other and take feet wide apart, Prasarita hinge, and let our neck and our shoulders kind of release a little bit after that slight pressure on the top of the head onto the floor. Breathing, softening and staying nice and toned in the center line. And then we'll make our way to downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Take your feet over to your hands. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, fold. Press the feet down. Inhale, bring it all the way up towards the sky. And hands down to the side for mountain pose. Take feet together. Bring them all the way together so the inner edges are touching. If it works for your hips. If not, of course, have your feet wide. But the next step would be to bring your feet together. So maybe that works for us. So then we'll take our feet all the way together and tip the fingertips towards the floor for a chair pose preparatory stage. There's a slight opening between the heels. Take the arms forward, pull the upper arm bones in, take the hands behind the head and lift the gaze up towards the sky. Hug the midline, squeeze the muscles, skin to muscle, muscle to bone. And then from here, take your arms up towards the sky. I'm just going to do a couple round up spine and inhale and exhale. And we're hugging the midline. We're squeezing the legs together. We are still in chair pose mode on the leg side. And then we are in a flowy mode on the upper body. And then from here, come all the way up, release the hands down to the side. And again, take Uttanasana, fingertips to the floor. Inhale, arms up to the sky. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, step your left foot back. Take the foot flat on the floor. Inhale for warrior one. Bringing it all the way up. Arms can be apart, shoulder width apart. Pull your right hip back and your left hip forward for a full warrior one pose. Super powerful, building strength, building determination, and opening pathways. Exhale, release, hands to the floor. Step forward for forward fold, Uttanasana. Step your right foot back and take warrior one, arms forward. Pull the upper arm bones in, take your arms up, shoulder width apart, pull your left hip back, your right hip forward, and lift it all the way up. Full power from the earth, up through the body, out through the arms, palms. Power up all parts in our warrior one pose. And exhale, release, hands to the floor. Flip your right heel up, step forward. Forward fold, Uttanasana. And from here, step to downward facing dog. You can walk towards the back of your yoga mat. You might separate your feet from your yoga mat and slide it into a wall if you're close to a wall. We do not need much space. Just a little yoga mat space. Take your forearms to the floor, interlace your hands, take your feet against the wall. Come with your shoulders and wrists stacked. So we are same tabletop variation. Bring your feet up on the wall like you're wearing heels. And then from here, we're going to step it up into a half headless headstand. The head is not even on the floor yet. You might feel like putting the head on the floor is a good idea for you. And you might floss a little bit and bring the head off the floor. You might bring the head slightly touching down. You might bring it back off. So see what works for you.
And then from here, we're going to just make a little memory in our half headstand and then bring it back down.
So you might choose to do just that again and have help with the wall and put your feet up 90 degrees, and you might have your head off and use your forearm power, which will encourage a little bit more abdominals, because we have to push the forearms down and then the front of the body kind of has to help out a little bit more. If you are comfortable trying your headstand, that's probably why you are here in this class, then take your hands around the elbows and interlace your hands. So the elbows and hands is a good measure to have the shoulders stacked right above the elbows. Interlace your hands, come into your half down dog, walk forward, take the top of the head towards the floor, and then we'll remember our little fun sun salutations on our back when we brought the knees into the chest, and then we squeeze the skin to the muscle, muscle to bone, and tuck our legs in for like a little hugging in headstand. And then we might take the knees up towards the sky from there, and the legs can still be bent. We're squeezing the midline, skin to muscle, muscle to bone, and we're squeezing into that front of the spine, and we're breathing at the same time. We're breathing to the heart of earth, to the heart of source, through the whole channel from the seat to the top of the head, staying nicely connected. Kisses. He seems to know when I'm upside down the last few days and come popping in with some support. His name is Badger. So after a few minutes in the headstand, start to bend your knees back in and take your knees in towards the chest and hug in, and then extend your legs back out and come back down into child's pose. With your arms forward, you can widen your hands and take your forehead to the floor. I like to even take it up towards the forehead, like above towards the hairline. Of course, that depends on where our hairline is, but a little bit more up so you have a good elongation in the neck, and then you can take your hands and give yourself a little massage in the neck. And extending the arms, taking the hands around the yoga mat, taking a supported down dog, holding onto the mat with each hand and bending the knees and finding some more space for the neck, for the shoulders. And exhale, taking it all the way down with your heels towards the floor. And down dog with your hands on the floor. Step your feet to the hands, inhale long spine, and exhale fold. We're gonna come all the way down to a seat, and we're gonna roll vertebrae by vertebrae all the way down to our backs. Getting ready for some twisting. Taking the knees into the chest, arms out to the side, and take your legs into a tabletop and come over on towards your right side of your hip and hovering your legs slightly over the floor and bringing it up and over to the second side, stacking your knees as best as you can, one above the other, twisting in towards the core and bringing it up and over. First side again, knees stacked above each other. Come over onto that right side of the hip and bringing it up and over. And bring it all the way up. Bring your knees to the chest, hugging it all the way in. Happy baby pose. Hands outside the feet, grounding the femurs, grounding, releasing the lower back. and knees back into the chest. Extend your right leg up, your left leg is forward. Pressing your hands and your leg into each other to get a nice elongation in the lower back. And you might even tone the lower belly, that it feels like your lower back can lift up slightly with ease, so that you have a natural curve in your lower back, and untying knots into the lower back hip area. One more breath right here. And then we're going to take our peace fingers around the big toe or hands somewhere around the leg. Take the leg out to the side and coming back into a nice hip opening release. Supta Padottanasana to the side. Left hand can come to the left quad and gently bring it all the way back up and bend your knee in and switch sides. Take your left leg in and your right leg forward. Extending your leg up to the sky, interlacing your hands around your hamstrings. So it's an active pressing your leg in towards your hands. And take your peace fingers around your big toe. Take your leg over to the side. Take your right hand to your right quad, and just like a little remembrance to keep your right hip down, so there's a nice release and a nice opening and energy flowing upper lower body. We squeeze the midline a lot, so we want to just release anything that we might have squeezed. Now we want to just open it the opposite direction, and then gently take it all the way back and bring your knees in and bring your knees into the chest. We're going to roll all the way up and cross at the ankles and come to bunny pose, tucking the toes under. We'll do one more headstand preparation, and the headstand could rise up from there again. Last one. So do one of the variation that works for you, with your legs on the wall, or with your legs up in the air, or maybe this version, which is a little step by step with the shoulder stretch in it as well. Take your hands behind you, interlace, roll the shoulders up and back, take the top of the head back, ears back, and line up that center line from the seat up towards the top of the head, in full connection, heart of earth, heart of source. And then from there, bring energy into the front side, round the spine, and take the top of the head towards the floor. And here we get some nice pressure onto the top of the head, and just kind of getting like a remembrance of, oh, there's my headstand, okay. And then maybe lifting your arms up and extending it, and lifting your shoulders away from your ears. And we breathe and we stay here, or we might just take the hands down and cradle our head, interlace the hands, and come up into a headstand with our legs together, lifting both sides evenly at the same time. If it's a possibility, then our spine feels good, our sacrum feels good, and it'll just kind of is a payoff of practicing forward folds with feet together, and Tadasana with feet together, mountain pose, all those things and those half boat poses will take us straight here. Shirshasana 1. And then from here, we'll take it back down, squeezing the midline, taking our toes down and finding child's pose. And then from here, I'm going to take Shavasana with you. We're gonna just come on all the way over, hug the knees in for one more upward facing child's pose, hugging the midline, and then letting everything relax out to the side. Press the head, adjust the shoulder blades, and you might just gently move your head side to side. And letting all the energies we moved around in this practice, in this basic yoga practice, with a intention for headstand, we'll just move those energies into the new places where they need to reside in our body. And letting everything find its right place where to be. Breathing through all layers. Letting the energy settle down from being upside down. And gently start to move your toes and your fingers. Or put me on pause and take a longer Shavasana. Bring your knees into the chest. And come over to one side. Crossing your legs. Sitting comfortable. Maybe you sit on your knees. Nice. We'll take the palms and face them up. And come back to our 5 nice deep Ujjayi breaths. Heart of earth, heart of source will just be this conduct of energy, and now it'll be extra clear transmission through our spine after practicing headstand. Inhaling for 3 to 5 counts, and exhaling 3 to 5 counts. Inhaling at your own pace, taking it all the way towards the very top of the lungs and through the conduit, through our little light that goes in the very top of the head. And exhaling, and we'll take 2 more together. Bringing the palms together in front of the heart, joining our voices in one Om to wrap ourselves and everybody we practice with into the nice sound of Om. We'll take a nice big inhale. And thank you so much for joining me for basic yoga into headstand. This has been a series of 12 different basic yoga classes into different basic yoga poses. And I hope that you have a chance to practice them either by themselves or together paired with one of the Yin poses that is posted as well in the comments below. I want to thank you for joining, and I look forward to seeing you in the next class. Hit subscribe here somewhere, I think. And here is a video for you to try as well. Namaste, and I appreciate you very much. Have a fantastic rest of your day.